A plot twist comes as a shock or a surprise to your readers if it's a good one. It forces your readers to remember them even when they are not reading that story or novel. They will be so marveled by the plot twist that they keep remembering it once in a while. Even the good movies I've watched that have the perfect plot twists usually wonder how they come up with such plot twist ideas. And that is exactly what you want your readers to do, to look at your story or novel as a great and good one because of your plot twist. And in this video, I'm going to be teaching you how to write the perfect plot twist for your story or novel. First, what is a plot twist? A plot twist is an unexpected change of events of a story or a novel that changes the direction of that story or novel from a predictable one to an unpredictable one. Just when your readers think that they have it all figured out, a good plot twist comes in so unsuspected. It also changes the plot of your story to something that your readers never thought of. Let's say a woman is coming back from her workplace and is heading home. That is her main focus, to reach home, and that is her direction. Then another person, maybe a vehicle with a group of thugs or bad boys, now comes and they now takes her, kidnaps her. Now they have changed her direction. I mean, her main focus was to reach home, but when that happened, they have taken her out of her direction. She's now going in a different direction. So that is exactly how a plot twist is. Now, to write the perfect plot twist, the first thing we must do is to brainstorm on plot twist ideas. Gather all the plot twist ideas that you have that are unpredictable but still fits the plot of your story. The plot twist could be something very dramatic, or the death of a character, or something the plot twist thought was true but was all a lie, or some conflicts. Just try to gather all those plot twist ideas, and after doing that, make sure you note them down so they will not be forgotten. Now, after doing this, the next one you want to do is to pick the least predictable or the most unpredictable possible plot twist idea you have brainstormed on. Let's say that the whole plot of a particular story is a lady is looking for who killed her boyfriend or the murderer of her boyfriend. And the plot twist ideas of who killed the girl's boyfriend are the boyfriend's best friend, the girl's best friend, the boyfriend's mother, and maybe the protagonist herself. Now, which of these sounds the least predictable and the most unpredictable? I'm sure it's the last one because it's something that is hardly thought of. I mean, the protagonist who's looking for the murderer of her boyfriend is actually the person that is the murderer. So it just sounds, it's not something that any reader would think of immediately. And how she did it could be she was drunk one day and then she now started explaining the truth of how she cheated on him. And then the guy felt so sad and frustrated and depressed and committed suicide. So it's technically her words that killed him, and him himself, he committed suicide. So that's it. This will bring us to the next one, which is drop hints that will validate your plot twist. Using the previous storyline, you could drop hints like when the boyfriend was alive, he saw a missed call one day in his girlfriend's phone, that is the protagonist, and the call was coming from a particular guy that he thought was just a normal guy, maybe a normal friend to her, but he's actually the person that she cheated with. So that's a little hint, that is a hint. And maybe he just waved it off, he didn't care about it, he didn't really take it as a big deal. So that is a hint. Drop little hints that may seem unimportant to your readers. So once that plot twist comes in, your readers will be like, wow, so this unimportant hint was actually very important. They will really be surprised. These hints also serve as evidence for the plot twists. Putting in hints are so important, so it won't make your plot twist seem like it has been forced into the story or novel. Also make sure that they line up with your story. The next one is to make sure that your readers don't see it coming. A very good way to do this is to put yourself in your reader's shoes. What I mean by this is write out all the possible plot twists that you think will come out from a particular story as a reader. Once you have done this, make sure that you don't use those plot twists. Another way to do this is to send your story or novel to potential readers or friends and ask them after they are done reading it if they saw that plot twist coming. If they did, then you need to change it. That is if you don't want your readers to see your plot twist coming. Or you could just summarize the story and ask a friend if they saw that particular plot twist coming, and then you listen to their answer. Another way is to send your book or story to beta readers. They give you feedback on your book or story. After they are done reading it, you can ask them if they saw the plot twist coming or if the plot twist was predictable. Another thing is to add little misdirections. Doing this means slowly and gently pulling your reader's attention from the main plot of the story while you put in or you drop in clues into the story. You can do this by pulling in false clues or false pieces of information that will make your readers think that this is the real plot twist. Using the previous story, I could put in a false clue that will make the readers think that the girl's best friend is actually the murderer. Now, this will make the reader's attention to shift to that best friend. They'll start looking at that best friend, her every move, ignoring the other clues that you are dropping. And once the real plot twist comes in, it now blows their mind. Remember, a little misdirection is enough. The next one is to place real hints in active scenes. Now, let's say the girl now thinks that her best friend is the murderer. Now, they are now having an argument or they are quarreling. Obviously, your readers should be caught up in a quarrel or argument that they will not really notice any hints that you place at that point in time. The next thing is to make sure your plot twist makes sense. Imagine during the quarrel or arguments, an alien just breaks into their house and is ready to take over the world. Yeah, that is so funny and so unreal and just doesn't make any sense. So please don't do anything like that. And make sure they are believable. The last one is you can make your plot twist character driven or plot driven, but it's more advisable to make your plot twist character driven. When you create a plot twist that is character driven, it simply means that the character's decisions or actions was actually the cause of that particular plot twist. And when it's plot driven, it simply means that it wasn't caused by the character's decision and the thing just happened to the character of the story. Now let's go back to the story. The fact that she was the one that killed her boyfriend with her words, or the boyfriend was the one that committed suicide, shows that it is character driven because it was the character that caused that plot twist. And it was a decision that caused that sudden plot twist. But if it's that he just died after he slipped over a banana peel, it doesn't really sound enticing and it sounds like a plot driven plot twist because it's not something that was his decision. He did not really decide to slip off a banana peel. It just happened. Just something that the writer just put there to just throw him off the story. If you ask me, I would advise you to use a character-driven plot twist than a plot-driven plot twist. Now, to be sure that your character-driven plot twist actually has an effect, you have to make sure that your characters are perfectly developed. I mean, think about it. It will pain you more if you hear the death of someone you know, maybe your favorite actress or actor. It will pain you more than when it's someone that you don't even know. So, although they are both painful, there is a higher weight, there's a higher pain. Yeah. So, you want your readers to feel the pain of any character's exit or any plot twist that was character driven, which is why character development is very important. So, work on your characters and make sure they are developed perfectly fine. Now, this is the end of this video and I hope it was very helpful. If it was, do subscribe and hit that notification button so you can always get notified whenever I upload helpful videos like this. See you next time.